Hey guys, welcome back to LOI Fan TV. We're back again for a kind of double video here. We're doing our Game Week 29 League of Ireland preview and predictions. And we're also going to preview the second leg ties in the playoff round. In the Europa Conference League, Shelbourne are bringing a 3-1 lead up to Belfast against Linfield, and then Shamrock Rovers with a kind of shock 2-1 win out in Portugal. Coming back to Tala with a lead also. So we're potentially looking at two teams in the group stages, which is will be a first. But the games take place tonight, so you're getting really a raw cut of a current cut of what's going on. So Ross, how you feeling towards the second legs?
Yeah, Luke is big one, isn't it? Big, big night for Irish football, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the kind of nerves are kicking in now. Obviously, last week was a good week for both of us. Couple of mad games, plenty of goals, but both got the job done on the night. I was obviously only halfway through, so plenty of football still to be played, but quietly confident, but still a little bit like, what are we gonna do to throw this all away? Like,
That's it. Yeah, like your game on paper it looks like it'd be nearly done, but I got to remind myself that Linfield had 10 men for 70 minutes of that game.
mm,
And, there was one point in which gave a goal up and there was a penalty to make it 2-all. So, like, that kind of does ring alarm bells a little bit in my head. Like, the game management side of things, you just wonder, like, if Linfield got the first goal up there, like, how do Shelbourne react? Because they can't react in the same vein of form in Talca because they'll get punished. And your man Kieran Offord, like, he's a solid striker. And they've, as I said, as you alluded to in our last video, they're sharper now than they were a month ago. So,
yeah.
yeah, it will be a tougher game up there, but obviously he's had that extra goal, which will help too. So
Yeah, 100%. Isn't going up with a two-goal lead is brilliant. But you have to kind of remember that, like, we I think touching on the game last week, I suppose it was a mental game of football. Like, it was crazy. Obviously I think it was kind of an even start for the first 20 odd minutes or whatever. It wasn't too much between probably Shelbourne edging the possession and bits and pieces, nothing major created in terms of chances. And then obviously they get the red card, which I thought was a red card. I didn't think it was a controversial decision. David Healy had a couple of words about it, but I didn't think it was. I thought it was the correct decision. I don't think he intended to do much harm, but I think it was the correct decision. It was a high foot. Uh, and then Shell's kind of took over the rest of the first half, really, in fairness. Bar coughing up one big chance to Kieran Offord, a sloppy pass at the back, let him in. And that just seems to be a bit of a theme for us this season, just making stupid errors at the back and just being our own worst enemy. But we did go on to get the obviously Meepo missing the penalty, then getting another one, Harry Wood scoring that penalty. I don't know if you saw the clip of Linfield fans celebrating the penalty miss, and then 2 minutes later cutting back to him, and he's solemn enough, like, as Harry Wood strikes it home. But yeah, so obviously, listen, going 2-0 up against 10 men, I'm thinking this ties over. We can get three or four here and wrap it up. And then they pull one back. And we just kind of not crumble, but we just really fell off for 5, 10 minutes, and obviously give away the penalty again. And Wes Spiel, I think that could be a moment we look back on if we get to the group stages. That penalty save could be is probably going to be the defining moment in that game, because if Linfield equalise 2-2, the momentum behind them, like, who knows what would happen. Even going up to Linfield with a draw would have been a nightmare. But for the penalty save to happen, to go nick another one up the other end. I think I'm happy enough with that, and like a two-goal lead. I think we are a better side. I think we're the better football team than these as well. Like, they're no great shakes, but yeah, I think the wins at pitch, I think, could be a factor. I think that could suit us a little bit more as well than talking early. So I am quietly confident on that two-goal lead. Obviously, we only went up with the one-goal lead last time. I think two-goal lead should be enough to see us off.
yeah, it should be. Definitely should be. It's just one of these things. I'm just interested to see how this game goes. As I said, you just never know. Like, these games have been really unpredictable. Like, even you look at the first leg last week, like, it's just madness. Red cards, penalties, goals, penalty saves. It's just talking points galore. And obviously there's the Belfast angle as well. Last time Shels went up there, rode a few people up the wrong way from that part of the world. But it will be feisty. It will be a hostile atmosphere. Let's see how it goes. But as far as predictions for this goes, like, I'd say probably, I don't know. I'm probably gonna go for a Linfield to win this 2-1, but Shells see it through. I could just see it being shaky enough. I think Shells will just have enough. Their two-goal lead will stand strong to them. But yeah, 2-1 Linfield.
Yeah, fair, fair. I think Shells might come out of the traps here a little bit, and put in a good shift. I think with the better players, I think with better ability, I think there'll be a bit more of maybe a bit of a head screwed on for the occasion, hopefully. At the back, I'm going to go for Chelsea to win 2-1. I think Linfield will have to come out and attack it, and that will leave space for the meatballs of the world, for Dan Kelly maybe off the bench to make an impact with his pace. Yeah, I'm going to back Shells to win a 2-1. Maybe like a 1-all for a large period, and then Shells to kind of nick one on the break later on just to seal the deal. But Shells to make it through to the Conference League group stage. Both of us.
Oh, well, listen, we've our job ain't done by no means. Obviously, you know,
Crazy.
nice little segue there. Yeah. I watched the game last week on the stream, and have to say, I like as far as an away performance goes, like when we won away at Molde, like there was a red card, 10 men kind of aspect to it. But here, we really, even when we went 1-0 down, we were banging it. Like we were the better team, and they'll all them at 1-0, and it was just like, right, keep calm, don't concede a second, try and get an equaliser. And we got the equaliser, and we're laughing like, right,
Yeah,
bring this back to Tala. This is dream world stuff. Then Danny Mandreu scored a cracking goal. Like it's just composure, it's control. They're going to touch in that tight proximity and then put it in the corner. It's
great
really,
finish. Yeah,
it's really what he should be doing. Like as I said, he was one of the best players in League One when he was over in England. So he kind of came back and he's been in and out with the team. But yeah, he gives us something completely different because his pace over 5-10 yards, it's just he just changes gears. And in Europe, it's so essential for us. He's kind of like a Neil Farouj type player for us this season, and what he gives us athletically. So yeah, delighted to see him off the mark. And yeah, like these lads, like I don't know if I was saying to you last week, but like they finished fifth in Portuguese league last season, and they scored 36, conceded 32. So like they're kind of like one of these teams. If they win 1-0. Like
yeah,
they sit in, they nab results off Porto and Benfica. They're quite a defensive team, and they don't really dominate possession. Like we had 55% possession out there.
mad.
Um, so like I think Intala will have the ball again. It's just about being smart when we do lose the ball, being prepared for those counter attack. But I think we just have to go attack this game. I think we go get the next goal. And I think the next goal is there for us. Like there's over 7,000 tickets sold for Talis so far. I think that'll probably get up to around 8, maybe a bit over 8, which would be a great atmosphere. Don't know how many fans they'll bring, but I think it'll be a bit of a cauldron atmosphere for Santa Clara. And yeah, to be honest, I'm quietly confident we'll have enough. And yeah, we're probably more experienced than them in this sort of situation as well. So I think that'll stand us too.
Definitely. Could you tell by them last week when you're watching it? Kind of, did they have like good players though? Like, did you think they had another gear to go? Maybe like, did they kind of
Definitely, yeah.
underestimate the Rovers? Maybe.
Yeah, 100%. I think they definitely did. It was such a nice atmosphere. It was kind of weird. Like loads of fans were saying that too. Like it was kind of like this kind of like golf resort kind of feel to the stadium. It
Yeah,
wasn't really like much of an atmosphere. It was like they were happy to be there. And they were good players. You could tell they were good players. But I didn't know if they underestimated us or they were just been going through the motion. Like they've had a really poor start to the Portuguese league this season.
yeah,
As I said, the year before they finished fifth, they got promoted. So they probably did vastly overachieve. And they're definitely on paper better players than what we have, but you know, it means little if you can't execute it. So yeah, I think these will go up a gear. I think I could well see them scoring the first goal or something like that and making things interesting. But I just think over the course of 90 minutes that we've too much experience for them.
yeah, yeah. No, but I think it's you have to be mindful of obviously the Mole game, as you say. Obviously, Shells winning out in Croatia not so long ago, and obviously having a tough one at home as well. So like we've seen a couple of examples of it. Uh, I do think like even I even watched back that highlights of that Mold game actually. And it's a stupid error by McGinty and was it Lee Grace maybe or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
back. Like I just don't see us doing that again really.
No.
Um,
Load
users.
of injuries as well. We there in extra time. We had John O'Sullivan, Corey O'Sullivan, Victor Oniasuna, Michael Noonan,
Yeah,
and we had Ray of kind of. And these lads hadn't really played much senior ball at that point. We were still dominating them. So yeah, we were very unlucky in that tie.
yeah, you
And
did
look, that
well on
was the
that.
start of the season. That mistake doesn't happen in July. That between Lee Grace and Ed McGinn, like he was new in goal at the time. It was probably his second competitive game. Yeah, that sort of stuff. Like yeah, kind of teething problems. So I think we've learned from that, but at the same time, I think that was very circumstantial. Also, we were very unlucky. We should have won that game if we didn't have an injury crisis in that moment, and you know a bit more game time under our belt. I think we would have seen off Molde. So yeah, but definitely it's all learning towards tonight.
100%. Oof, prediction time. What? I could see it being like a little bit hairy. Like I could see it being
Mm.
like a difficult game. Like I think these will be come out and be up for it. And if they score early, then they might sit back into their shape and try and let you have the ball and hit you on the counter. So it could just be a tricky one tonight. Like, but I just think he's have enough experience to go through. I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw tonight and Rovers to go through in aggregate.
You took the scoreline out of my mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I could well see that. And I think that would suit us down to the ground as well.
Did you see
Um,
pens at all?
to be honest, no. There's been some games where like I could see pens. Like going into the mall the second leg, I could see pens.
Yeah,
Even Balcani, I could have seen pens.
yeah,
But here, from just what I saw them, and I know they probably underestimated us, and they're probably going to up their levels. But like, it's not like they're a ball retention team, fifth in Portuguese league. They go out and they dominate teams, and we're like, right, if these come out and actually take us seriously, they're going to pin us back. They don't really do that.
yeah.
So we're winning the game, good atmosphere in Tala. I don't see pens. Even if it goes to extra time, I see us winning it in extra time. Yeah, I'm going to match in the score. I'm going to go 1-0.
Well, yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. That will see us go through. First history made for both teams go through to the Conference League group stage. Be
great,
unbelievable feat.
great for coefficient FC.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. In a way, I'd just rather Shells go through by themselves. So, do you know that kind of way?
You're kind of like this, kind of like the only child. No, I don't want. No, I don't want a sibling. You know what I mean? You're like an only child. You got to accept that you're here with us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think it'd be the best for the league is if Santa Clara turn up their talent tonight and put in a real shift and Shells go through them as well.
That's shocking. That's it. Two Irish teams in the group stage next season. No, sorry, next week. Rovers and Linfield. I think it'd be great for the island of Ireland. Oh no, my
No, I
eyes.
think I think we both want to see both LOI sides go through in all
Yeah,
seriousness. It would be a great.
and another point as well. Speaking of money, Victor Osuna,
Yeah.
2 million. What? That's
Yeah,
been going for a while, and I think he hasn't been involved because they're kind of trying to protect him for that transfer. So I wonder now. I was reading there he could be involved. And I wasn't in the matchday squad now for the first leg, or even
yeah.
he
Sure,
played
you
Wexford,
saw what happened
and then
to
he kind of yeah,
Cathal O'Sullivan, obviously with the ACL injury, and that's what he done him for a move now for the next year. So, uh, and his transfer value's probably gone down as a result as well.
yeah,
So nightmare stuff. So yeah, Robert's probably doing the right thing, just protecting him. Obviously, Pat's not have to worry about with Melia, the deal's done, and maybe there's a little bit of that with Michael Noonan at times as well, just taking care of him and stuff. So, yeah, no, it's a great move for him and delighted for him. He's obviously shown so much promise. Obviously, young lad. Obviously that was his debut against Bows first game of the season.
but it was yeah, and he
Yeah.
came on against Molde.
And oh yeah, yeah, he looked really good. So listen,
Yeah,
he's a top talent, obviously 16 years of age, and playing kind of in that wing back position for you, but he's naturally probably a winger.
yeah, left winger, naturally a left winger, but he's played left wing back for us and right wing back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So I think yeah, very bright future ahead. And obviously, it's great to see clubs getting the money they deserve for their kind of young talent nowadays, which is fantastic. But yeah, it's just look, Rovers is constant. Even like the money you got from Sinclair Armstrong, all these little bits and pieces coming in. Rovers is sitting on a sort of gold mine there, aren't they? With the players coming through and bits and bobs and transfer sell-ons and all that sort of stuff.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's mad. But yeah, if we win tonight, it's another 4 million in the pot. And Jack Byrne, I saw is going out on loan to
Dubai,
Dubai. Like
Dubai.
that, no, that's a match made in heaven, isn't
It is,
it?
isn't it? It is, to be fair. It is. I think is he coming back? He's going till Christmas and coming back. Ended up in the
Going
end
to
of the
Christmas, coming back, and I'd say I'll probably go. I say Shell. Come on, I could see him at Shelbourne next season.
yeah,
I think
he's a bit of a home bird, isn't he? Like he likes maybe Dubai could be his newfound home if he likes it over there. But I could just see him maybe he's not out of contract the end of the season, is he?
no, he has a year left.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably let him go for a free though, just
I don't know. Well, if this is the thing, I say the wages he's on, obviously there'd have to be some sort of arrangement because he's just not going to walk away from 3 grand a week with a year left.
yeah.
So I'd say probably would have to be some sort of deal figured out. But if Shells get Europe, there's no reason why you just can't pay
Yeah.
the rest of the contract off or something like that. But yeah, I
Yeah.
imagine it's fizzled out. So yeah, it's probably best for all parties.
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%. Do you want to chat about the game of 29?
Yeah, so GW29, we're looking at two games on the Friday, game on the Saturday, and two games on the Sunday. So I suppose we'll start from the top. Yeah, Cork City, you're playing host to Waterford. Um, yeah, kind of this one is 10th versus 7th. Now, granted, saying there's 15 points between the two sides. Cork City kind of went up to Dalyman and lost 3-0 to Bohemians, whereas Waterford have kind of feel hard done by. They were winning against Sligo and they could see the two late goals. So yeah, two deflated teams, but then again, Cork are kind of dead in the water, aren't they? Whereas Waterford are still have a bit of breathing space, 5 points off ninth, despite that Sligo result. But yeah, they'll be looking at this game to give themselves a bit of breathing space between them and the relegation playoff.
Yeah, yeah. Cork obviously had that kind of mini resurgence there. I think two or three games, decent results on the bounce. But obviously, it was kind of too little, too late. And obviously, in that Bows game, just I think it was dead and buried already. But I think that Bows game just was the final nail in the coffin, really. So it'll be interesting to see. Kind of sometimes when teams are like that, though, they kind of can play a bit more freedom and stuff like that, and they can pick up a few odd results here and there. And this is a big game for Waterford. Like I think there's a lot of pressure on Waterford here because I don't really envisage Waterford beating many of the other teams in the league, to be honest. And I think they need a few more points just to steer clear of that. Like I could see Galway or Sligo picking up a few results here and there against certain sides, whereas Waterford, I'm just really not confident in them right now. They're leaking goals. Looked really obviously lost to Sligo last week, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah,
No, I'm really this is a big game. I think Waterford need to win this, and I don't think they will.
yeah. I don't know. I like you don't think Waterford will win this?
I don't think so. No, no.
Interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. On the other hand, I'm just thinking a win here nearly guarantees. There's not guarantees or safety, but I'll put them on 37 points, 8 points ahead of Sligo with 5 games to go. No, not 5 games, 7 games to go.
Yeah,
So it's a huge step in the right direction.
100%.
Um, yeah, young Conan Noonan's doing really well up there. Took his goal really well against Sligo. I just thinking now, I'm looking at the team like Andy Boyle's in the team there. Jordan Ross there played 90, which is mad to see him think he's in the league. Paul Jammon just, he knows where the goal is.
Yeah.
I just think they have enough. I just think they'll have enough. Whereas Cork are kind of going through the motions. Some of their lads are playing for moves. I'm probably prediction wise for this. I'm gonna go 1-0 Waterford.
One of Waterford, yeah, it's fair. It's fair. I'm gonna go 1-1. I think Waterford could drop points here. And I think Cork will be up for it to try and take some points off their Munster rivals, I suppose, in their battle for relegation. So I could see Cork nicking a point here potentially.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I suppose moving on to your Friday game, two teams will be with their tails in the air following the last game week. Derry City beat Galway 2-1 with 10 men in the last minute. They beat loud that result down AMDC Park, I think it was AMDC Park.
Yeah.
The game, yeah, so good away win for them. And whereas Pats got a great win at United Park against Drogheda last minute as well. So yeah, look, this is a real battle for Europe. They're your third, Pats are fifth. There's 4 points between them. A win for Pats here really probably overtakes Drogheda and puts Derry in a bit of a damp spot heading into the run in. So yeah, how do you see this one going?
Yeah, this is a big one, isn't it? Obviously, yeah. What is it between Pat there? Is there any
I
four
can read
points?
it out to you. So in
Okay.
second place is Bows on 46, Derry in third place on 45, Drogheda in fourth on 42, and then Pats in fifth on 41 that Shells with a game less played on it with 39 points. So it's quite
It's
tight.
really tight, isn't it? That Pats win against Drogheda has made a lot really interesting. Like it was a kind of a bad week for Shells last week from Shells' point of view, obviously with Bows winning, Derry winning, and Pats winning, I suppose. But yeah, you'd be kind of thinking, is this the Pats we see every year where the kind of final quarter they get it going? And I was so close a bit last week with my 0-0 prediction, the fourth one of the season, and the feckin' Luke Dennison last minute of the game. I don't know why he catches the ball and he tries to set someone away with a throw. Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah. Doherty was not a happy man.
Doherty
And
was
again,
furious.
look, if the name of the game is in the goalkeeper game a week before you save a heap of penos,
Yeah.
get you in the cup and then you make a mistake and you're the villain. So it's tough.
Yeah, no, it is tough. And he's had a brilliant season, Luke Dennison, as well. Like, I don't think you can be too harsh on him, but it was just a little bit of kind of overexcitement or something, or maybe a little bit of overconfidence, and that cost them massive points in the end, which could come back to bite them. And it's
Yeah,
just typical Pats, really, just to keep going now. And Derry are just so hit and miss, really, aren't they? They're really kind of hard to know, but I had to put the finger on what the story is at
yeah,
them. Really, they've had so much chopping and changing, and especially in their kind of defense. Adam O'Reilly's been playing right back at times this season, bits and pieces. Like it's really messy what they're doing there. Um, Not necessarily the manager's fault, I wouldn't say, but it's just a very chopping and changing side, and that doesn't help things well ever really. So this is a very difficult game, obviously up in Derry, on that pitch, not the best surface. I could see a really narrow game here. Not much between them. Not much. quality on the night kind of thing. Maybe just a one moment of magic could separate the sides, but I think I'm going to go for a 0-0.
Interesting. A lot of attacking players on the pitch that can score
Yeah.
goals.
Pats
Um,
have been keeping a couple of clean sheets lately, though. To be fair to them, they've been keeping a couple of clean sheets.
yeah, yeah. No, Pats to be fair are like I'm looking at the former results, and Derry went down to Pats and won 1-0 in the last game, and then Derry won in the Brandywell the game before that, and then Pats won 2-0 at the start of the season. So yeah, I don't know. I think Derry obviously have their tails up in relation to this tie, but form wise, they've been really hit and miss. I don't believe in the Derry project. I don't know where it's going. I don't know where they go from here. I don't know if they go off in the off season, sign a load of more 29, 30, 31 year olds. I just don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Whereas Pats, I think there's more of a, they're signing the kind of right profile of player, just hasn't clicked. Um, so yeah, here I just have a weird feel about Pats winning this kind of convincingly enough, regardless of form or whatever. I just think Pats will go up here and win 2-0 and blow this thing wide open. So yeah, that's my prediction.
That'd be huge. That'd be huge. And that would what make 1 point between them with what 7 games to go, whatever it is. Like it just really, really open things up and it's gonna get down to the wire this European race, you feel.
100%. If you like the relegation playoff, I think that's going to be our two things we're going to watch for the rest of the season.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%.
You said 0-0, didn't you?
I said 0-0 for that one. Yeah, yeah.
So lovely stuff. Yeah, I suppose then moving on to the showgrounds on Saturday, Sligo Rovers are playing host to Bohemians. Yeah, Sligo late win and at the RSC against Waterford. Their tails be up. They're 1 point now off Galway, sitting in ninth. So yeah, they'll be looking for a scalp here against Bows, who had a good 3-0 win. But you know yourself, the showgrounds on a Saturday, it really isn't an easy place to go. And here, like, I'll be very surprised if I saw Bows win this game.
Yeah, obviously played not long ago in Daily Mount. Obviously, Owen Elding's goal separated the sides in the cup. And yeah, it's a tough game. Obviously, maybe a factor is James McManus. I won't be able to play, I suppose, would be a bit of a blow for Sligo. He's also been great since coming in. But obviously they have much more kind of talent on the pitch with Hakiki and O'Kane and Elding and the likes and Will Fitzgerald and stuff. So like there's a lot of players that can definitely hurt Bowes. And I think Bowes obviously had a decent win last week, obviously against Cork. I think 3-0. Obviously, they scored two kind of late on just to put the icing on the cake, but it was 1-0 for a long period. So I didn't see the full 90 minutes. I don't know if it was maybe the scoreline was slightly unfair on Cork or something, or was it? I don't know. It could have well been fair. I'm not sure, but um, from the highlights that I did watch, their bows did have a good few chances, and the Cork keeper had a good game. So maybe they're back to their best bows. It's hard to tell against like kind of the worst team in the league if they're back. But they had been a bit hit and miss before that. Really, form was a bit jumpy. But listen, you've Devoy on the pitch, you've Tierney on the pitch. Dale Rooney's always a threat. Douglas James Taylor did take his second goal. Really, it was both goals well, but the second one was really good finish, like a top drawer stuff. And he's kind of been a little bit quiet since coming in, Douglas James Taylor. Like he's scored one or two, but he's kind of had a couple of big chances, big moments, and hasn't taken them. So you'd be hoping from a Bell's point of view that he can get up and fire now, off the back of that Cork game. So this is a really hard one to call. It's almost like I could see Bowes nicking it for some weird reason, but I'm gonna go for plenty of goals here. I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw.
Fair. Yeah, my results similar to you. I suppose the last time this game happened on the showgrounds, the Moose got the winner.
Oh
So
my God, of course,
it's,
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
it's a different Sligo were kind of dead and buried then. So I think it's a much different Sligo against
definitely.
a strengthened Bows side as well. I think was it their first win? It was something like that.
Yeah,
Bows right on the downward slump when they played them. But yeah, here I'm gonna go 1-1. I just think I think Sligo have a good record against Bows. As you said, a touch scalping, and Owen Elding loves a cracker against them too. So yeah, I'm gonna go 1-0 here.
yeah. It's such a big opportunity for Sligo to get themselves out of that playoff spot, like isn't it? If they can pull off the win, and obviously touching on the Galway game probably next, but no guarantees that Galway will get anything from their game. It's such a big chance for Sligo to finally get out. It's such a big kind of thing for them to do with so many, like it'd be nearly weird for them to kind of get out this early. Like they probably anticipated it being a few weeks down the line or something, but to become the chased rather than the chaser be kind of a weird dynamic shift for them, I suppose.
Yeah, and be a mentality shift. But I think they're well up for. I think they're hitting form at the right time. I think they'll have too much. But yeah, I suppose then moving on to the Sunday games. Europa Conference League lads are in action. Two games taking place, but first one being Shelbourne are playing host to Galway. Look, I know we're saying about Galway being kind of you can fancy them picking up wins here and there, but I'm really not convinced by this kind of new look Galway since Moses Starr has left. John Daly's come in, but it just has a bit of a weird feel to it. He feels a bit stale. And even though Shells will be up in Belfast and probably will exert a lot in that Thursday night game, I just think they'll have enough for Galway. I really do.
Yeah, I think for Shells, I think obviously no matter what happens to Thursday night, like you'd be kind of bounced into this and you'd be needing to win because it's so competitive and so tight. And this is like must win game now because you don't want to slip even further behind that little pack there. You want to stay in the mix now, heading into the final kind of last few games. So you want to be right in there. And we might need to even try to get top three now if because there's plenty of teams kind of I think maybe it's only yourselves that are kind of guaranteed top four that are still in the cup. So you have a tough draw as well. So it's just it's a messy kind of permutation. So you'd want to be kind of nailed on to get into the top three, which is going to be a big ask. But I think it is borderline achievable, definitely. But I think Shells need to step it up a bit. They've been a little bit off it. Um, against Linfield and the weeks before that as well. They weren't great. So I think Chelsea need to lift it a little bit, lift the gears and really turn it on. But I think with the players to do it, squad depth to do it now, I think with the new lads coming in. So listen, there's no excuses. Now we have to go and beat Galway at home. That's just if you don't do that, you don't deserve to be playing Europe next season. So I'm gonna go for a narrow win. I think it'll be kind of tired legs a little bit after from Thursday, whether it's a little bit hungover or it's a little bit angry coming into it, whichever way you are. But after Thursday's game. But I think Shells win 1-0. I just think it'd be a tight game, but I think we'll have enough quality just to see it through.
I feel exactly the same. Yeah, I'm going 1-0. Yeah, Shell should have enough regardless of result up in Windsor. Yeah, as I said, they need 3 points to keep in the European race, and I think they'll get it. So yeah, 1-0. And then I
Yes.
spoke on to the final game. Tallaght Stadium, Shamrock Rovers are playing host to Drogheda United. Similar situation as Shelbourne. Yeah, they'll probably be either deflated or ecstatic. So yeah, Drogheda kind of be coming here looking to pick up points, but I just think that goal conceded against Pats is almost season defining for them. I think we'll look back in that moment as a moment. Then we look back at like Bowes winning and Tala as a moment.
Yeah.
I think Rovers rotation, like everyone's fit, but Connor Malley, so we quite have quite a bit of rotation there. I think we'll make changes. I think we'll be fine. So yeah, I'm gonna go 2-0 Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah. Fair. I could see this because Rovers are so comfortable in their league position.
Mm.
And Thursday, I think we'll take a lot out of the side. Like I think it'll be a really tough night. I think there'll be a lot of run and done, and you could even see potentially an extra time there and bits and pieces. I think it's going to take a lot out of Rovers getting through this tie. Uh, if you do rotate, obviously you do have a great squad, but rotating always there's always a little bit of issues there and bits and pieces. Obviously, you saw the Longford game, what happened and stuff like that. So, I'm not saying it'd be that week, but it'd be kind of somewhere in between. So listen, I think Drogheda, yeah, I think you're right. I think that did feel significant against Pats, that goal conceded. That just felt like a moment that will that be maybe the start of like a decline, a trickle down in results, like a little patchy end to the season. It might just slip out of that game or that European race. Like it just feels that could be a moment. But I really do think Drogheda could go up and nick something. Like I really do think they could, just because yous are so comfortable in the league. Like you don't really, not that you take your eye off it at all. It's not Bradley's game, but just like a little bit tired. No, it's not like a must win or anything for Rovers. I think Drogheda need to get something from it after last week. So I'm gonna go for shouldn't have gone for too many draws, but I'm gonna go for a 1-1.
Fair. Yeah, well possible. Like you look at that goal result we got in AMDC Park after European tie against Balakani. I think it was Balakani. We
Yeah,
drew.
I can see it being
Um,
similar to that, like a bit
yeah,
flat or something like.
yeah, no, I know, I can see it too. Suppose one final thing to touch on before we wrap up: the 400 grand bid for Josh Honahan from Lincoln. I mean, talk about insulting. Talk about an insulting bid.
But I saw Wiggins' name was mentioned among that as well. So I was like, geez, if you get him for 400 grand, I'll be happy enough.
It's not like from like Danny Mandre. He used to have to go across the dressing room to Danny Mandre and ask him. Like
Yeah,
I don't see. First of all, the bid's an insult. If you're looking at Victor Olisuna going for 2 million, who was even playing for us, and then Josh Hown's getting called to international squads and has been immense. I just think the 400 grand is a complete insult and so backwards to put a bid like that in and think that that's going to get accepted. Like it's just shocking. You'd want to at least double it to before even getting a conversation going. But yeah, I really do believe Josh Hown's next step needs to be championship level. I saw Stoker looking on.
yeah,
Or potentially one of the bigger clubs in Scotland, like yeah. But or even on the continent, I just think he has so much physicality and he can play in an array of positions. I really think he'd be selling so short if he went to League One, and I don't think he will. I saw Rovers saying if we win tonight that we're going to keep him for the rest of the season because financially it makes more sense to get
yeah.
fewer results in Europe over selling them.
Yeah, I think that's the correct move. But yeah, the only thing with the Victor, the Victor one, I want to try a second name there, and the Josh, the difference. I think the difference is like obviously with Victor, you're buying like potential. Josh is 24, probably turning 25 next year. He has a year left in his deal. Like naturally, the bids are going to be a little bit lower. Whereas with Victor, he's I think he's spent a good couple of years left or whatever. And he's 16 years of age. Like, and he would have been touted by like a lot of by a lot of teams. Like you're buying the potential realistically, you know. But
Oh
I
yeah,
think 400 grand is low, and I don't think it's worth taking anywhere remotely near that before kind of conference group stage phase. Like you're better off keeping them. And
we sold Liam Scales at Celtic for 600 grand 4 years ago.
yeah,
Market has increased since then. So if you want to whatever do your maths on it,
yeah.
you're looking at least 800 upwards. So I
I
think
think he's
yeah,
better than Scales as well, personally.
yeah. He has more versatility and way more physicality. You can tell he'll do well at higher levels. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But hopefully, good result tonight will block that move from happening at least this window.
Yeah,
But
yeah. And it's not like he's not about to be kind of forcing moves or anything either. Like he seems like a good lad.
his brother just signed from Cork as
Yeah,
well. So
yeah,
yeah, that's an incentive as well to stay for a little bit longer. But yeah, guys, there you have it. There's our European preview ahead of our second leg playoff ties, and then our GW29 League of Ireland preview and predictions. Look, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Let's try to get to 30 likes this video, lads. If you're new, subscribe, and yeah, let us know what you think about all the topics discussed as well. But Ross, pleasure as always.
nice one, Luke. Thanks, million guys.